We're recording. You're now allowed to start.
Allowed to be brilliant.
You were just
Wait, hold on.
at one point.
Okay, now go.
We were tracking down Hayseed, or at least trying to. And basically followed tracks from the initial frog attack that looked like they were dragging something. And we found what we thought was like evidence of Hayseed following them, and then maybe him getting captured. And we pieced it all together and are now approaching a storm drain, which we believe to be the frog's camp. Ready to, I don't know, rescue Hayseed and or just kind of continue to scout.
I have so many
Storm
weapons.
the drain.
That's it, folks. That's all for tonight.
And on that bombshell.
We did it. We found the one-liner for the night.
Did I say something funny, Sorrel?
I have a lot of
That sounds like a
weapons
butter
and they
line.
all crave blood. Frog blood.
All right.
Hold on, Googling if we have a different name for frog blood.
We being the
I'm gonna
modern
go with-
scientific community.
Yeah, like, do they have a special kind of blood, or is it just blood?
Don't tell us. Everyone, make a guess. Brandon, what's your guess? What's the word for frog blood?
Frog blood.
Yeah,
Ben,
pretty
go.
much.
Bread.
Frud.
Fred.
Well, I'm calling it Frud now. Okay, so the AI overview said frog blood is simply called blood, or technically amphibian blood. I'm going to say negative feedback and say it's called Frud.
It's called bread. Love it.
Sorry, it's spelled Frud,
yeah.
two O's, and I have to say pronounced F-U-R-U-D.
Frud. Not fruit.
Brewed up.
I fruit up.
Yeah, it's late morning. You've been on your paws all day, trekking through dense underbrush, and ahead of you, down a treacherous sort of slick, muddy ravine, you see the outline of something strange and alien and definitely of human make. A storm drain, as Butter knows.
Also known as
You're still a
home.
little- Also known as home. You're still a little distance away from it. You're like kind of up on top of the hill and you're like looking down on top of it. You can see from where you are, it's like, let me get out MS Paint.
Wow, that's the fastest we've ever
Yay.
gotten to MS Paint.
What's the timestamp?
3 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm pretty sure the first episode that I recorded starting like halfway through when we were already in MS Paint, so I don't know how we want to count that.
Seems like foul play on your part.
I'm debating if we need a one of the speedrun timers that has splits for the individual parts of the session, where the first one is opens in MS Paint,
Yeah.
or if we should have it as a bingo card.
The next one is Major does
The
something
free
that
space.
that would
Free
only make
space
sense
is
for
opens
me.
MS Paint.
No, this is terrible. Hang on, I need to re.
Yeah, that's a good size.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you guys are like kind of. There's like a gully, right? Oh, why are you still black?
You can't just ask it why it's still black.
Oddly enough, something I've never said to anyone in my life before.
I don't know why you would bother.
Okay. Does seem like it would be self-explanatory. So there's like a gully, right? And this is all water, right? Water. There's water here. And then kind of like up above, you got the pipe. The tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
It's like doing that, right? And you guys are kind of standing up here-ish. Find a good mouse color. Mouse color. Your mouse.
Yeah, that's how we look.
Your little backpack. You got your little arms holding your backpack because that's how you walk.
Are you deciding to
Anyways.
draw in more detail now? Because the last time that we did this, Liari came in and was like,
pressure's
"What
on."
is that?"
The pressure's on.
It made sense in the moment.
So you guys are like up here, and like this is like steep slope down, right? So it's like and then this is like in the ravine, like this, right? And you're like grass up here, grass up here. Okay, you guys can, from where you can see, you're still a little ways out. You're kind of climbing out over roots. You can see it's like densely covered in algae, and like the kind of algae that kind of hangs down, you know, like the really slick stuff. So it's like this, like it kind of looks like
Yuck.
mucus, right?
Can you put a little drop of water coming off the end of the algae?
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're just drawing the edge of the Stardew Valley map right now. That's what's happening here.
That was not my inspiration.
I always
but maybe,
imagined
like,
that as slime.
subconsciously it was in there. And then kind of growing on top of it is a thorny bush, like up on here, and it like kind of hangs down like this, right? It's kind of growing into the side of this trench, right? So all this is like maybe 2 or 3 feet down from where you're standing, and then it's another foot up off the ground. And then the last thing that you're going to notice is like this water is super murky, right? Super gross. But you do see dark shapes moving around underneath of the kind of layer of algae on top. And every so often another drip comes off the algae hanging off the pipe.
I'd like to roll to. Well, I was going to make a joke about Blades in the Dark, but I don't remember what those rolls are called. The one where you sit there and you watch something for a while.
Study?
Study or survey?
Survey?
Can I do a survey roll to figure out
Gather
time
information.
exactly when the drips happen? Is it steady?
Yeah. Roll a will save.
Do I have to get under or above?
Under your number.
Or equal to, I think.
Is it 2 dice?
It's a D20.
Oh wait, it is a D20.
Thanks, Ben.
Got so many different kinds of dice. Oh wait. Oh, I was like, well, I rolled a 1. I'm forgetting again immediately.
Oh man. This is like the most focused you've ever been in your life. Describe to me how Butter focuses in on these drips.
Well, from a long life of living in a similar terrain, he has realized now that we're on top of the cliff here that this is not the terrain that he was born and raised in. But he knows, he has been able to match like what time it is outside with the amount of drips he's hearing, just from constantly having 3 or 4 different sounds around him: rushing water, that drip, and the occasional like entry of more water as various houses flush or whatever. He's timed his own local drip to like time passing, and he knows how as he's immediately able to tune into this. He'd be a great drummer is what I'm trying to say.
Yep.
Innate sense of
like
time.
the rhythm has always been going in his head, and now finally he's found the source again.
Yes.
Like
I think it probably takes a second because it's a slightly different tempo, but he is able to lock onto it.
I think it would be about every 3 or 4 seconds.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a little irregular. It's a little, it's got a swing beat to it, right? But it's consistent.
He's about to sit down and do exactly how Bernard Purdy made the Purdy Shuffle, where he had a train that went by, and when it was slowing down, it had the like it would make this noise, and he's like, "Oh, I like that." And then he created the Purdy Shuffle. So he's about to create the Butter Shuffle.
Is this body of water connected to the lake?
Yes,
Or is this
it
just
is.
okay?
It's really shallow. You can tell just from like the way that it is that it's really shallow. But once it gets out to the pond, it starts to drop off pretty quickly. You're maybe like 15, 20 feet away from the main pond.
Oh, a good
No.
couple of hours.
Yeah.
But Sorrel, do you see that there? How the barbed vines seem to grow only around the pipe, but nowhere near the water. It's as if this area is well maintained and yet specifically designed to be as difficult as possible to get in.
I
I imagine
mean,
somebody must have planned this.
I'd imagine it was those frogs, probably. Seems like this is an established camp of theirs.
Even going as far as to slick the entrance with algae.
Yeah. I mean, if I was a frog, I bet they just jump up from the ground there. Doesn't seem too big for them. How are we gonna get in? Don't really fancy, jumping off into God knows what's in that water. And
I know
going
what's
down
in
by
that water. I'm sorry, let me do the character voice. I know what's in that water.
Care to share with the class?
He like kind of looks down at the water and grimaces a little bit and goes, "Are you sure you want to know?"
No, I retract my question.
I can tell you if you want to know.
No. It's fine. I think I can imagine. I just hope that there's not anything else.
What are you imagining? Just
Guards.
so I know that you're imagining the right
ter-
stuff.
Terrible, terrible. Human relics, we can call them.
Occasionally, I have found a few of those CDs down there.
Well, maybe fresh relics is a better way to put it.
He like kind of looks
Things that
off
the
into the
humans have
distance, trying to
left
figure out
behind.
what that could possibly. I think I need you to go into more detail.
I'd rather not.
I guess it shall remain a
Major
mystery
Ram,
to
in
both
the
of us in different
meantime,
ways.
is slowly packing away some of his items and donning the heavy armor that he got from the fairy realm, and sort of looks over. Anyway, would either of you two happen to have some rope? Or twine, perhaps?
Butter, who has been famously carrying a spool of thread this whole time, like looks at you and then kind of looks up at the big spool of thread on his back and goes, I think I might happen to have some.
Very well, let me see the end of that there.
He fumbles with it for a while and finally finds it and gives it to you.
Major M is going to go ahead and tie the end of the spool to his tail. And he's just going to like grip onto it nice and tight. Now, you stay up here near the ledge, and I'm going to make my way through the thorns here. Hopefully this armor should keep me well protected.
Don't see any flaws with that plan. Butter?
And yeah.
Shall we brace him?
Would you like us to hold the end of the rope?
That actually may save me some time if you were to descend me down the wall. And then I could make my way over to the vines and climb in.
Oh, like a belay. One of those things that is very briefly mentioned in Free Solo, a DVD I have found once before.
I don't think I look that much like a ballerina, but I suppose.
Oh, so that's what they call them.
The Fae did make their armor rather frilly, I guess.
I think canonically this has like a chainmail tutu.
That's kind of what, if you spin around a good like chainmail top, kind of looks like a tutu. Should spin.
And yeah, Major M is going to start basically horizontal walking down the wall with his tail being the only thing supporting him tied to the rope.
Okay.
Butter and I
I'm
can
not.
each hold an edge of the spool and just kind of rotate it to give him a little bit of slack as he goes.
I'm not gonna have you roll for that. I think you're able to let out as much string as you would like to get down. How many uses do you have left on that string?
I think I used the last one when we were in the tree
I
back
remember
in
you
time.
buying more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and then I bought a new one, so that was my
We need
first.
it. So you have plenty. I'll say like for every much string is on a roll of twine.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. Yeah, you can use as much as you'd like.
It's like a thimble.
After
And,
we've let Major down most of the way, we realize that we haven't actually gotten rid of any thread. And you've accidentally purchased a spool of unlimited thread.
Major, as you're
Well,
like you kind of get down and you're able to see into the mouth of the tunnel. There's nothing like immediately of concern. It gets dark real quick in there. You also, I mean, you're able to see more clearly the dark shapes that are moving around underneath the mucus on top of this water. There may be about like the size of your arm. Fish, maybe.
I don't like fish that are small enough to be the size of my arms. There's only a few things that could be minnows or things that look like minnows. Anyway,
Oh,
as Major M reaches the level of the pipe, I assume it's like sticking out from the wall a little bit, and I'll have to
yeah,
So
6 inches or
I'll
so.
like sort of carefully grab onto the vines in the spaces between the thorns and try to climb along, letting my armor do most of the work in protecting me
Okay.
to get around to the mouth.
Are we thinking like you've got like chainmail gloves kind of thing, like fairy chainmail?
I don't know. The image does not show gloves,
I think
but I think you
like
can make that determination.
traditionally we'll say like
Because
mouse armor.
this
Like
is very small scale.
if you had bought armor from like a mouse blacksmith, it wouldn't
Yeah.
look like human armor. It would be like a thimble, right?
Mhm.
Or like a little like piece of metal that they've rolled around. But since this is
Yeah.
fairy, I think it can look more like human armor.
Huh.
I think it's fair to say that you've got like there were gloves, but you have paws, so it doesn't really work for you. You think that's fair?
You have to treat him as mittens.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Although if it's mittens, then there's nothing for me to grab onto, so I think Major Am would just take them off if there was no way to climb with them.
Yeah.
Speaking of fair, I just found out that a standard small spool of sewing thread typically contains between 100 and 450 yards. So,
Jesus.
I think you have substantially less than that.
Yeah, this is
We're
not a
talking on the
standard
scale of mice here.
it's a standard
spool of thread.
small spool.
What
We're
about those
talking
little-
about an item that a mouse could carry 6 of. I don't see them going running
Rather-
around with
like,
6
rather than a
full
spool-
spools of thread.
It's one of it's like those little bobbins
Yeah.
that are
'Cause if
the
you-
primer ones or whatever.
Have
And
you
I also
ever had
think
to
like it's the kind of thing that gets rewound, right? So it's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
how
35
much
to
is a
200
mouse
yards
gonna
on a
rewind it?
bobbin.
It's a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
35 yards.
what I'm thinking is, have you ever done like a small sewing project, like a rip on your pants or something
Yeah.
like that?
In fact, I was
thinking it's
doing
like
one 30 minutes ago.
I'm thinking it's like that, where it's like a 1 foot strand of thread that somebody used that just like fell off their clothing. A mouse picked it up and wrapped it around something.
I like that, where it's like you've got a few of those wrapped around one.
Yeah.
Or a mouse found an entire thread and was like, fuck yeah, I can get like 45 uses out of this and resell it 45 times.
Or my fellow
Yeah.
players
Yeah.
can advocate for me and us by letting me have 45 yards of string.
I think Ben just described exactly how the thread economy works in Mouse World. Yeah, it's like found
Unfortunately,
stuff.
y'all are reasonable.
Anyway,
I
do
will
I
say
need to
that if-
roll for my climbing since I don't have gloves that actually work with it?
I mean, is the idea that you're kind of so you're hanging down from as close to the thorns as you can get. Let's say put it in red. Right, so you're like here, you're going down, and then you're trying to like walk your way over.
Yeah, with them holding me up.
I think you can get over easily enough. Swinging out without touching the thorns seems kind of hard. So you're
I'm
saying
not
you
trying
want
to. I'm not trying to swing out. I guess I don't really know what type of thorns these are, but I'm thinking in terms of like mouse scale, there's going to be a
like
reasonable amount
empty
of space
spots?
between thorns for me to
Yeah,
try to weave between them, even if I'm taking a little bit of damage. But
I think that's fine. I think you're able to kind of like find bare patches and maybe like, I don't know, negotiate around that. It's not like you're like climbing down one of them.
because like I could absolutely try to Mission Impossible this, but on a low roll, I face plant into the thorns.
Yeah. Funny, I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I think you can like pick your way across. So you can get your way to like out here, and now you're like kind of poking your head around into the storm drain.
Mm-hmm. All right.
It's
Am
real dark in there.
okay. Am I able to like take a step and balance myself in the mouth of the drain, or
Yeah.
is that going to require something else?
Yeah, I think it is very slick on the bottom edge of this drain.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're trying to grab there, like even without putting your weight on it, you can feel your paws slipping. But
Okay.
it's just like the bottom half where this algae is, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if I'm like on the edge and like kind of supporting my own weight at this point because I'm climbing, I'm gonna look up to the other two. Give me a little bit of slack. I don't need you pulling me off during this part.
Aye, aye.
Uh,
What did he
like an
say?
extra. Yeah.
I
And
said, pull
then
off.
Major Am will try to sort of like shift his weight around the wall and just like land in the algae where he'd like slide down to the center of the pipe instead of
yeah.
slipping off.
So you're at the face of it and you're just like swinging in, kind of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. You can definitely do that, and you kind of like a little moment of airborne major, and then you slide in and get algae all down the backside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
But you are safe.
Okay. And then how thick is this algae down?
It's a pretty thin layer, relatively. Like it's not thicker than your paw, right? If that
Okay.
makes sense.
No, that makes sense. Is the pipe does the pipe have any like abnormalities, like a I don't know, bad weld sticking out or a screw or anything like that where I could tie the rope off to?
It's some sort of smooth stone. You've never really seen you never seen stone this smooth and round before in your life, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it so there's no like exposed welds or pipes or anything like that. As far as like imperfections, there's a few chips, all around the perimeter of this tunnel, particularly around the corners. It seems like whatever, like some rock might have fallen off and caused a chip here or there. But that's kind of it as far as imperfections go. Like again, this is an uncommonly smooth piece of stone.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult to get them down here because I won't be able to take any weight. And how thick are the walls that I had to? Because I had to swing around them, so I would have seen how thick.
About an inch thick.
That's a lot of material to get through for a mouse.
Start chewing.
Huh.
What does the water look like?
In terms of like coloration,
Does it look like uh if if Butter were to jump off into the water, would he die immediately?
I think we've kind of established it's hard for mice to die from jumping too high off.
Yeah.
It probably hurt.
Well, like from poison damage.
From poison damage, it's like a snot green, with a little hint of brown in there.
Does
It
this
looks
make him feel at
pretty
home?
shallow and stagnant. It really does remind you of home, yeah. And the smell is kind of familiar too, but like not in the human relic kind of way, but like in the natural relic kind of way.
I love
Fecund.
I love human relic. I'm gonna start calling it that more often. Uh, okay, that'll be a backup plan.
Mhm. I assume the like thorny vines are sort of draped all along the edges of the
Yeah.
mouth.
Yep. Yeah, but
Okay.
fairly dense, but like it's mostly not vine, and then there's like a vine every quarter inch or so.
I would like
Um,
to. Uh, or am I good, or do you need to?
I was just gonna add one more thing to the answer to Tommy's question. It looks particularly deep right underneath of where the water is dripping. So like this is much darker, and then it's kind of levels out where it gets more pale here, and then gets deep again. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
So this is kind of like a patch of stagnant water.
it's been eroded to the point that it just has a little basin.
Yeah.
It's like almost a tide pool.
That's so gross.
In fact, you see a few Tide Pods floating in there.
It's a
All right.
really good way of describing it. The content. Uh,
Um.
Did Kevin? Did you have an idea?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to secure the rope here as best I can. I would like to like I would like to take two of the vines, one from either side horizontally of the pipe, and try to stretch them out towards the center, and then tie the twine off
Okay.
to secure both of the vines together, but also the twine to that. If that makes sense.
So you're like creating a like taut kind of across the
Yeah,
mouth of
because
the.
Yeah.
the vines,
Like,
in order to slip off, would have to slip up over the pipe, which
Yes.
is more secure than just securing it to one vine. So I'm giving the twine two anchor points, essentially.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think you're able to do that
All right.
with some effort, but securely and safely.
All right. Go ahead and secure your end and make your way down.
are there any screws or things we can
No
attach?
screws.
Okay. Hmm. Is there anything that
I
we
mean,
can tie it off to?
find some
there's
trees.
certainly a tree somewhere nearby. Like find a. Now the tree's branches are probably way high up, but you can find like a root or a stone
Tie it down to
tie
one of the roots.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good That's a good plan.
Butter
I'll
turns
snip
to
off whatever amount we need with my clippers.
as Sorrel
Mark
is
one usage.
tying done. Is tying that. Butter turns to Sorrel and goes, "You know, Sorrel, as I was looking through my backpack here, I found a strange stone. I believe it sets fire to stuff. Just wanted to remind you of that because I was considering using it on that vine over there.
Why would you want to do that?
Because I haven't used it yet."
Well, why don't we save it for some frogs then? I think they'd be much more useful set of fire.
All right. This is why I keep you around.
I'm flattered.
He jumps off the edge holding the string.
Okay.
I thought
Yeah,
we
you're
would
able to.
never have a chance against humans, but here we are, mice that have access to fire. I think that's just.
And I haven't used it yet?
And it's
We-
not
we
just,
could
I mean, it's
just-
fireball.
we could just start a forest fire, like.
Yeah, environmental educators will try to tell you that before humans were around, lightning would start the forest fires, but it was really the mice with magic.
It's the kind of superstitious thinking. Imagine thinking fire could come from the sky. Crazy.
I mean,
Yeah,
if
you're able
anything,
to
lightning
repel
does
them.
electricity damage. It's clearly different things.
You repel down with no problem.
Awesome.
I shall follow.
You repel down with much more problem, but still
Yeah.
not enough to make you roll.
My old joints and my rickety bones.
You guys hear a series of pops
Yeah.
when Sorrel arrives.
Just a lot of dad noises.
Ugh. As soon as you touch ground, you do a big grunt of relief.
My old knees.
Okay. Inside the drain, it is, as I said, quite dark. Your eyes, it takes a moment for your eyes to adjust. And in kind of the pitch darkness, you can make out maybe 6 feet ahead of you. And it's like very dimly at that. It goes a long way. And it's kind of, to your surprise, sloping slightly downward from where you're going. Even though water was just dripping out of it, it seems like the water is pooling at the bottom, and that's what's causing the dripping, is like a little bit of overflow. The pipe itself is sloped kind of slightly downwards for at least as far as you can see, and you can see the signs of like water bouncing or light bouncing off of some water towards the end of where you can see. And like the water at your feet is getting deeper and deeper as you go farther into the tunnel.
Do we hear anything apart from like rushing water?
Even rushing water, I wouldn't say you hear anything. It's very still and stagnant water. There has been a lot of rain recently, so maybe it's not normally this deep. Although I guess you wouldn't really know what a storm drain is for, anyways.
It's just where they keep water, I guess.
Just where they keep water. So all that to say, the water is a little bit clearer than you might expect as a human it to be, but no, it's like pin drop quiet.
I kind of expected more signs of frogs. They're not exactly quiet creatures.
I wouldn't say there's no signs of frogs. Major M's gonna lean out over the edge of the pipe, take one of his rations, and drop it into the tide pool below.
Yeah. What is your ration? Are we talking like berry or nut or?
I just have 3 standard rations, so it would
Yeah, but
it would
like
be like seeds.
seed. You take a
essentially.
couple seeds and drop it in. The shapes kind of like sluggishly wiggle around as the water is disturbed, but there's no feeding frenzy or anything of that
Oh.
sort.
Or perhaps I'm wrong. It's uncommon.
I'm not used to this.
As
imagine-
Anyway, tally ho.
I imagine we'd like to go in, stealthily, more or less. Do we want to risk a torch?
and here I was thinking I'd finally had that opportunity to use my fireball.
Oh, we're going in stealthily. We don't have to go out stealthily.
But we will be able to
Well, I
see
wouldn't
the
say
exit.
no to a torch.
Sorry, what did you say?
I said we'd be able to see the exit, so we wouldn't need a fireball.
You sure don't see an exit.
No, on our way out.
Ah.
This is where Brandon reveals that the door to the storm drain has swung closed.
You don't see an exit, period.
We now have just one choice.
Kevin, were you saying we should or shouldn't risk a torch?
I think we should. If the moment calls, you could simply place the torch on the ground and Major Am sort of picks up his wet foot. I think that would handle the rest.
That's a fair point. All right, I'll strike one on and we can start heading down towards the center of this thing. I will do that.
Look up how long torches last.
like 6 hours. Or
You,
something?
my friends, are about to
turns.
experience the
6 turns.
So 1 hour.
hospitality of the sewer guides. Roaring waters, malt beer, fresh meat off the bone. And maybe like click on DVD.
How do I mark a torch for Sorrow? I got this. Hang on.
Tell me, Butter, do all sewers smell this much like Oh, it's a nice way to say this. Like you?
Thank you kindly.
Only the best ones.
Okay, well that's not working. Yes. Okay, yeah. There's a few kind of stops and starts as you like try and get this torch struck, and then whoosh, lights up. It improves your viewing a little bit. Kind of illuminates the stone and water around you in a dim orange glow, but you're still near the mouth of the cave, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really change that much. The sunlight is overpowering whatever the
Yeah.
torch might provide.
That makes sense. But I'll keep it held aloft as we go deeper. I guess I'll go first with the light.
as we're walking, Butter is regaling all kinds of tales of different sewers, and they all smell a little bit different, but he doesn't know why.
Does Butter make up words for how the smells all smell?
Potentially, but I don't have the brain power to come up with them myself right now.
Have you seen the Calvin and Hobbes? What is it?
I've seen Calvin and
Yeah,
Hobbes.
this one. Where's the... Hobbes makes up his own smells. Snorky, brambish, brunky, snipped.
It's more brunky than snippet.
Ah, okay. I'm glad I can really put myself in the scene.
Well, now some are brunky, but there are others that are just a little bit more snippet.
Fascinating.
This one's a little bit froggish, if you ask me.
Hold on, let me look. I can't remember other ones that Ben said.
I just made one up.
I don't know. To my mind, this all just has a faint underscent of terrible.
I just found the comic. I wanted to. Snorky, brambish smell.
As you guys kind of like pick your way down the tunnel, chatting about various smells and the terribleness or terriblelessness of each smell, your voices kind of echo around the tunnel, and you find yourselves like it was like just under your feet. The water is now up to your ankles. You've been walking for like maybe 30 seconds. And it's enough that the sunlight has started to fade away. Ahead of you, you see the torchlight is bouncing off of the water that is ahead of you, and the water is, of course, getting wider and wider as you go deeper down the tunnel. And then maybe, I don't know, a minute, 2 minutes goes by, and you begin to make out like deeper into the tunnel than you could previously. The water finally, when it reaches its widest point at around, you would estimate like waist height, it starts to go back, get tighter, and the slope of the tunnel goes up from there.
And this has all been one uninterrupted hallway.
Yeah.
There's no offshoots to either side.
Yeah, you've been walking for a pretty long ways.
So the water, it doesn't get deep enough that we have to like swim
No,
on the downhill.
no,
It's just unpleasant.
at least that's an inference that you could make. It gets wide enough that if it kept going at the current rate, it would be waist height. Now that said, you can't see underneath the water. You can't be sure. You haven't gotten there yet.
Mm. Yeah, I don't think there's any real other options. I think Sorrel would continue walking forward and just grimacing at the cold.
It is cold and like viscous, whatever it is you're walking through. And I think as you get to sort of this like valley in the tunnel, you begin to make out even more imperfections in the stone around you, and it becomes clear that this. Let me hang on. Select. Can you guys still see my screen?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Resize. Oh no. It becomes clear that this valley, there is a large, no brush. There's a large crack running down the middle of this stone. Something like that. This is all the interior of the tunnel. And the water level is something like this. And on the far side, first of all, there's like a couple of stones that have fallen out and like become trapped. You see a few leaves floating on the water. Seems that whatever it is that's pushing the leaves downstream, this is where they tend to get trapped.
Now we're calling them leaves.
Definitely
It
leaves.
took a while, but I watched Ben slowly figure it out.
And finally, you get the first sign of movement. You guys are standing here-ish. Mouse.
I like how snooty all of your mice are.
It's the only way to draw mice, and I will take no other questions. And then on the far side, you see something wet reflecting the water, and it kind of lethargically moves around, and so it like catches the water, catches the light of your torch in like kind of irregular but very smooth ways.
Avada Kedavra.
In the water? Or like
It is
standing
on the
up on the
far
other side?
Standing up is probably not correct.
But not floating
Um,
on the surface of the water. Like
Not floating on the surface. It's it seems to be on solid ground.
is the water flowing at all near that crack?
How long do you want to watch it?
Is it noticeably either going in or out if we look for
It
like
would
5
not
seconds?
strike you as being moving water. You could probably infer that it probably is moving to some degree, but it's like
Yeah.
very stagnant.
Okay. Well, are you folks seeing whatever it is on the other side of this this little puddle? What do you suppose that is?
I can't say I see much further than you.
Yeah, but the light is catching on something.
Could
It's
it
not
be
stationary. Something's moving.
a whale?
What is a whale?
I'm not sure,
Well, it's
but
when
I've
somebody
heard.
when somebody shouts very loudly.
Ah, I mean, this strikes me as a lot more physical than a noise.
I would agree with that. Should we wail at them?
Well, I don't know. I mean, if we can see them, they must be able to see us. And if they're not raising an alarm,
Oh, hold
I
on.
don't know what it would be.
I think I've thought of something. Could it potentially
Well-
be a large tadpole?
I mean, I suppose. How big do the tadpoles get? Aren't they, babies?
Wait, I think it depends on the type of frog. It could even be a pollywog.
Don't think they'd grow up very well in the dark here, would they? They'd be more likely to be down in the pond. That's what I thought was originally in the tide pool.
Yeah, I think so. Very
But
curious.
As for your initial question, they may not be able to see us. I recall our friends the bats typically live in environments in similar lighting to this, and they did not see very well.
That's a good point.
I have seen numerous goldfish. Both the living, breathing, and the no longer living, breathing, and the never once living, breathing snack variety.
What's that last one? Fish that come pre-built as snacks?
When they're rolling down the sewer, I don't recommend trying them.
Oh, gross. Yes. I'll keep my distance, thanks. Well, what do we do? Should we just keep moving forward? Should we try to see what's in that crack to the side?
I say we either greet them or ignore them. Now, if we greet them and something goes wrong, we can certainly explore that crack.
As you guys are deliberating your next course of action, you see unmistakably above the kind of like moving, squirming shape on the far side, you see 2 pinpricks of light reflected back at you.
I reckon those are eyeballs.
Well, that resolves our blind or not dilemma.
The pinpricks kind of like move up, and then from the darkness you hear a whistling sound as something strikes Major on the side of the head.
Oh!
For
Must
6
be
Now,
one
what
of
you
those
go and do that
goldfish.
Not friendly.
I'm sorry, did I take damage?
Take 6 damage.
Ooh, boy.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Might as well hit.
The pinpricks of light vanish, and you hear a shuffling sound on the far side.
Sorrel, is it
The
time for
squirming-
Fireball?
The squirming
It might
shape, the squirming shape does stay in the same place. It seems like it's 2 different objects.
Well, hold on now. Don't do that and then go ignoring me. You're going to explain yourself, sir.
How far away from like the other dry land are we?
It's maybe about a foot.
Can
Like,
I
dry
throw-
land is relative, but yeah.
Yeah. Is it close enough for me to throw the torch over to where the pinpricks of light were coming from?
Yes.
Is it
It's not dry.
Like- is there like on the corner where it's more dry? Or would this be obvious that if I threw this it would
It's-
immediately go out?
It's really hard to tell from where you're standing.
Okay.
Like, we're talking like dim light. Your eyes are
Right.
not as well adjusted because you've got a torch next to them. You know.
Honestly, I mean, it's not like we would lose this torch forever. I could relight another one later. We have a bunch. So I think I would just, even if it's briefly, hurl the torch towards the pinpricks of light to try and get an idea of what it was.
Do you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You huck the torch, and I'll say like the thought occurs to you, and you do that relatively quickly after Major is struck by some foreign object.
Yeah.
The object kind of splashes to the ground, and then the torch flies through the air. You get a moment where that effect of like a light going down a tunnel. You get a moment of where you see clearly writhing in shallow water is what appears to be a black kind of cylindrical shaped thing. It doesn't look unlike a tadpole per se, but it doesn't look like a tadpole either, really. It's kind of bulbous and weird.
It is imperative the cylinder remain unharmed.
The cylinder, in fact, is very harmed. It appears that it has been struck and impaled by a toothpick. Butter would recognize
Jesus.
it as a toothpick. On the other side of the tunnel, like perpendicular to the direction of the tunnel, there is a small branch with a thread hanging off of it.
Oh.
The last thing that you see is a small, maybe reddish shape retreating into the darkness. It's also shiny.
How small is small? Like our size or smaller than us?
Your size. Your size.
Now, if we were to see a frog, what size would you describe them as?
Your size. Well, they vary a lot, actually.
I mean, the one that helped us, whatever his name was, the weird one, he was like definitively bigger than us,
He was, yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
But they're also
Um,
none of them have been red.
Like you all would have seen frogs before. This did not look like a frog to you. It does look like shiny in the way that a frog would be, but like Ben is saying, it's red. You've never really seen a red frog in your part of the world. And it's like too skinny to be a frog.
Was it?
But you only get a brief glimpse of it before the torch is extinguished.
And what does
We have been.
Go
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, what does what's his name? Who we were trying to find?
Hayseed?
Wall.
Hayseed. What does
Oh,
Hayseed look like?
Mouse?
You've never seen him before.
Oh,
He's
okay.
a mouse.
We've been told that
you
there are.
might have seen him. Like he would have been part of the caravan. Well, we'll say you saw him and observed him. He's
Does he have red
black
fur?
mouse.
Ah,
He's a black mouse with kind of white underbelly.
We've been told that there are both frogs and toads.
Mhm.
Do we know anything about toads that might like? Is this close enough to a frog because it's actually a toad and they're ruddy and
It-
smaller or something like that?
Does not look like a toad to you either. Again, this was a
Okay.
very quick
Yeah.
glimpse, but whatever it was skinny and quick. In a way that a frog would kind of jump away. It wasn't
Yeah.
doing that.
So it's darting.
Well,
Very
I'm
weird.
certainly not one to take that sitting down, and Major M's going to grab the rock in his hand and immediately start wading through the water. I accept your challenge, sir.
Okay. So Major starts wading into the water.
Sorrel is also going to follow, but he's heading towards the impaled thing
Okay.
with his heal spell.
When you get to about here, your foot is going to plunge into the water, suddenly deeper than you expected it to be.
Whoa.
Is anyone holding a torch, by the way? Did you light a new torch?
No.
Probably
Major
not.
M's
I think
going purely off of like
So-
what he remembers seeing when the torch was thrown.
It's pitch dark, and you just hear Major go, "Whoa!" and then a splash. um,
Major.
Major, you're suddenly underwater. And
I want it to be
Again.
known
what
I
is your
did very
first-
intentionally take off my heavy armor before we got
Okay,
this far.
That's fine.
I did very intentionally do that.
You're able to swim for sure. It's disgusting water, but it's it's not the worst thing you've ever swam in. As you're thrashing around, you feel something slick bump against your leg.
Oh no! Oh gosh!
What do you do?
Is it-
Major M, still with the rock in his hand, starts like beating downwards in the water
Okay,
with the
make-
rock.
Make an attack roll with an improvised weapon. There's a roll for that. Let me find it.
And then a d6.
D6, is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
D6
D6 to
damage.
hit. All right, 5 damage.
Oh yeah, good roll. Okay.
Well, I didn't know if it was supposed to be like disadvantage or something like that, but
Okay, so you're gonna do critical damage to it.
ooh,
On its turn, it's going to bite you.
Rude.
I need the right die. And by die,
Critical
I mean
damage.
Kevin's gonna die.
Kevin's gonna
Critical damage is the one where they have to like roll a save and they might pass out or whatever.
Kevin, I'm sorry. I've rolled max damage on both attacks so far. you take 4 damage.
The good thing is
You
Kevin has a decent amount of health.
you feel something like a vice clamp down on your abdomen. There's blood pooling in the water. It's a mixture of whatever this thing is and your own blood.
Mm-hmm. All right.
it
Major
doesn't
M
let
at
go.
this. Major M at this point is like, oh hell no, and he pulls out the sword and immediately just like stabs, going
Okay.
for whatever is near the mouth.
Okay, so you're like, you're in shallow water, kind of like up to your neck, right? You've stood up.
Mhm.
You stab down into the darkness. Make an attack roll.
That's
Do you
another
feel
D6,
threatened at
or-
this moment?
Well, otherwise I would not have taken out the sword.
Yep. Okay, yeah, it's your normal whatever the weapon does.
This is the custom weapon, the Rose's Thorn.
Oh,
I think
That
that's a
was it a
medium, probably.
medium. It would have been medium, right? We'll call it a medium for now.
D6 in one pod, D8 if you use both.
Okay. Well, this is a two-handed weapon, so we'll call it a D8.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have to write a formula to roll a dice because I don't have one on me.
You could also just
Five.
Google roll a d6 or whatever.
Okay, you
On a
dab
D8.
down. What is everyone else doing as they hear Major thrashing about in the darkness and swearing?
I
and...
think Sorrel had started towards whatever the injured, presumably creature was, and I think hearing Major fall, he like stalls for a second and yells, "Butter, can you light another torch?"
As you say that, you feel something else bump against your leg.
Fuck.
Similarly slimy and smooth.
I'm gonna back up out of the deep water.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Lavender has all my torches. As Butter pulls his hook on a stick and immediately goes to try to fish Major out.
Okay. This thing is gonna make an attack against you as you're being fished out.
Me?
Who? Yeah.
No, Sorrel. Sorrel, you're gonna take 2 points of damage.
Sorrel's
Ew.
not being fished out though.
You're
As I'm
fishing
fleeing.
Major out.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
as you're fleeing.
I mean,
Sorrel-
Major's still got one of these things biting onto him.
Yeah. As you're fleeing, Sorrel, the thing is going to do 2 points of damage to you. Major, you swing down with a mighty cleave and you stab this thing. It quickly unlatches and floats to the surface. In the darkness, you can't see it, but you can smell it. It's the salty smell of blood. And then you feel Butter yank you. Something yank you, but probably Butter, out of the deep water.
I feel like
With
everybody has
my-
been yanked enough by Butter that it's easy to tell.
with my last reflex, as I feel the yank start, I'm going to attempt to grab this thing by one of the teeth
Okay.
and see if anything comes with me.
It's pitch dark, so you're kind of like fumbling around. We'll say you get something that feels like it might be a tail. It's squishy and awful feeling as you're pulled back. Sorrel, you feel a bite from behind you, and like it's a searing pain, and you're able to run out. What are you doing?
Once I get to like wherever we were previously safe, more or less,
Mm-hmm.
I guess I want to try and light another torch.
Okay.
That's my
You
priority before fighting back.
light a torch. You see a very damp Major and a much less damp Butter in front of you. They seem fine. Major is holding a slimy black thing that's about the size of a minnow, and it appears to be a leech.
Gross.
Butter and Major, you see Sorrel standing up holding a torch with a large leech attached to his abdomen. Sorrel, you're going to take a d4 of damage again.
Upon seeing this, Butter unhooks like
3 points of damage.
in one motion, unhooks Major and brings the hook end down on the leech, as opposed to scooping it, just stabs it with the top.
Make an attack roll.
That's d20 against strength.
You just do damage.
Just do damage.
Oh,
D10 for a heavy
D10.
weapon.
I don't have a d10. Roll a d10. I don't like Google. Rolled a 1.
Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, you're trying not to hit Sorrel, and like this thing is kind of like flopping around now that it's out of the water. And so you do a kind of glancing blow, but it stays fixed. Major,
Yes.
What do you do? Actually,
Okay, so we got the one
You
off.
did do enough to do critical damage, Butter. It occurs to me, so it's gonna unlatch.
Things are weak.
It's gonna unlatch and flop into the like kind of knee-high water that you're standing in.
I'll take it.
Major.
Good God, what the fuck is that?
Best we don't try that one again. I have no idea how many could be down there. It's at least one more.
I believe the humans call these mosquitoes.
I heard of them.
Butter, you feel something brush against your leg.
He spins and stabs it.
It's gonna be an improvised attack because you're stabbing blind into the water.
He spent so much of his time under there, but I guess that's fair. What do I roll for improvise?
D6.
D6. I can do that physically. Fuck you, Google. 6.
Wow. Okay.
Fuck you,
I mean, you
Google.
hit flesh. You get a solid chunk of flesh, and some of Sorrel's blood comes spilling out of the water. It's not Sorrel. It's just to be clear.
Here's the leech I
what
had
was
just stabbed.
Once Sorrel's blood comes
Yeah.
spilling out of the water, and then you see the dark shape kind of retreat up deeper into the water
Back towards the...
toward where its friends were.
Good Lord. That was singularly unpleasant.
Are we sure that the frogs are in here?
Well, something's in here. Something that doesn't like us.
Using
Who-
the
I mean, who
sunk
knows? Maybe
cost
it-
fallacy, I would rather head out here now than go much further and not find any frogs.
I mean, we don't have to find frogs. We just have to find whoever took Hayseed. And I'm fairly confident that we traced his trail here, accurately. Doesn't matter to me if it was somebody else who took him. I just want to know how we get past these leeches and that water and everything without, losing the rest of our blood.
I feel like I'm becoming a broken record. I think that's the phrase that they use, the humans. But I do have Fireball, and I'm really itching to use it.
I was just considering that. This might be a good way to, clear some space.
We'll make sure what Major feels. I wouldn't want to go over him either.
How would a fireball even fare against something under the water?
There's only one way to find out.
I say give it a shot.
We just threw a torch into the water, and that seemed to go out pretty quickly. Can't imagine this
Yeah.
going much differently, honestly.
Do we have any idea what this is going to look like?
It has been cast on you before.
Alright.
It's so yes, I think
Oh,
you would
yeah.
understand the way the rules describe it, right? It's whatever, it's 6 inches wide or whatever.
Yeah.
24 inches. Oh no, it is 6 inches wide. You can shoot it up to 24 inches. You would remember it as a blinding flash and some searing pain that lasts for like a fraction of a second.
But that was being hit by it.
That was being hit by it. Yeah.
Okay. My goal is not
Less
to
of
do that
less of
again.
a flame and more of an explosion. Having seen the leeches, would I gather that the thing that had gotten impaled on a toothpick was also a leech, or did it look different?
Yes, I think it would be a safe deduction that the thing that got impaled was a leech.
All right. I'm
Um,
less concerned about tending to it,
Yeah.
rendering
I-
aid.
Furthermore, it's like, yeah, this does not seem to be a very safe entrance.
Yeah. I mean, I think it seemed like the toothpick was a trap that had been triggered by one of these leeches.
Is the
How far in are we from the entrance?
You've been going for about 6 feet,
Okay.
so you're deep.
do you have the MS Paint still up? In a like
It's paused.
okay, yeah, it's fine if it is paused. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't behind.
So There was the gully that you came in, and you've been going straight for a long time. And you would remember from last session that you came down a hillside, that there was a kind of pit full of mud and leaves before you got to here. You would remember the pond outside. Yeah, you're kind of on a hillside. And the pit is like up this direction. You remember it being a pretty fair distance. Yeah, this way. And you are here.
Yes.
What is the approximate diameter of the pipe?
6 inches,
How tall are we?
2 inches.
Damn.
3 of us would be 6 inches.
Yes. That is correct.
So if you all get on each other's shoulders and walk across, one of you will be completely safe.
Or if we
Uh-huh.
all link arms and just, do a chimney climb
Well,
across each end of the thing.
yeah. I was gonna say you guys watched Thunderbolts, right?
No.
No.
I think I know the scene you're talking about.
Yeah.
Could I counter with the Emperor's New Groove?
Ah, yeah. There you go.
There's the reference point. Yeah, 6 inches wide. It's once you get above the water, it's very coarse stone. Maybe some sort of limestone.
How long does a short rest take? Turn, which is it's like 10 minutes.
One turn, 10 minutes. Yeah.
I don't know if that's worth doing. I mean, do we want to just retreat back, catch our breath for a bit, and then come back in with better lighting and the fireball spell to try and clear out some of these leeches? See if we can swim across that gap. I think this is doable if we go in, not under attack.
Guns blazing.
Did you light another torch, by the way?
I did.
All
You've
right.
had it running for, you've had it running for about 10 minutes now.
Major M is standing next to you, heating up his thimble helmet on the torch, sort of holding his side where blood is still coming out from the leech.
What's he
Is
doing
it that
there?
significant? Wow.
Good job.
I've seen the effects of fire a fair few times, and I think perhaps in this case it might help my situation.
I mean, if you're feeling that bad, I could try the spell I've got.
I wouldn't want to trouble you. It's really no problem.
I think it's probably less trouble than
This is
smelling your
immediately going to
burned
do
flesh.
5 damage.
You haven't lost any actual strength, have you?
No. But I am at 2 health out of 12.
So let me burn myself.
So I was advocating a short rest.
I do want to. Well, Butter wouldn't know this.
I swear I'm good to go. Just give me a minute here.
You have to let me do this.
I'm gonna start like moving the torch away, so you have to chase me. I don't know, spin the other direction to try and keep your thimble heated up.
Major M's gonna try to follow along, but he clearly like stumbles over his wound. Like, oh gosh, don't move me like that.
Major, please. We have much more sophisticated methods of dealing with this.
No, I swear, I have it handled. It's really.
Major,
completely under
are you
control.
just looking for like a sick scar out of this? Is that what you're actually going for?
Shh. Major M takes his bloody finger and puts it up to your lips, and then takes his helmet in the other hand and immediately just shoves it against his side.
Um, the smell of acrid burning flesh permeates this small space.
Oh, hold me down.
There's some burning fur in there too.
Oh.
Butter goes, fire, and pushes him into the water.
Ooh, that's a good way to get infection.
Well,
Open
it
wound
just
in the
got
water is also a good way.
cauterized.
To be fair, I am closing the wound.
Yeah. I won't make you roll for it. We just all know.
Uh-huh. If I was gonna get an infection from this water, it would have been on the way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows what that leech was carrying?
Yeah, really.
No, leeches are medicinal. Haven't you heard?
Sterilized ones are.
The blood can't be infected if you don't have any blood.
If you get rid of it. They remove things. They're not going to put diseases into you.
Well,
I vote that we take a short rest somewhere that's more, moderately safe, and then come back and, try to actually ford this thing with light and intention. Anyone opposed? Motion
Nay.
carried.
I'm in tip-top shape, I swear. We can make this.
Should I be injured already? I haven't been injured
This is really
yet.
no problem for the likes of me.
No, because you didn't do anything stupid.
Well, I was just saying,
You didn't
should
charge blindly into the darkness.
should I have started with any injuries? Because I've had an injury from a while ago.
There wasn't any combat on the way here.
Yeah. I couldn't remember if,
think.
we should have healed a while ago.
Yeah,
We
I
had,
mean,
like,
you
a
would
couple
have
of nights in
rested
town.
this
Oh, yeah.
morning. Yeah. So the lot of you limp your way back to the entrance of the cave where it's light.
Butter's only limping
and
out of
take a
sympathy.
You Butter's what's it called? A sympathetic crier.
Munchausen?
Yeah, you get back to the daylight. You can kind of smell fresher air again. The air in the tunnel was very dusty. And you take a few swigs of water, rest for a couple minutes. It's only about
I'll put
8
my torch out
minutes.
while we're resting.
Okay.
Just for reference.
Only about 8 minutes into your rest when you hear the voice of I have to look up your follower names again. Crocus
Burdock
Thorn. Crocus Thorn from up on top. He says, "Hey, you lot, we found something.
Crocus, is that you?
Yeah, glad you're not dead."
No, not yet, although we sort of got close. At least Major did. What did you find?
Shameful, really. No self-respecting tunneler would ever turn down a challenge.
We found another tunnel, sir.
Oh, well, that's probably a lot easier than what we've been dealing with.
So now you tell us.
Well, we didn't find it till you left us behind, you see.
Oh, we should do that more often. Seems you're taking a good amount of initiative. I'm proud of you, son. Well,
yeah,
now we gotta get back out of here, I guess.
yeah, we'll lower you a thread. Like
Well,
you
the
see-
thread's still tied off from before, right?
You see a second thread come and hang down.
Oh,
Major M sighs and then starts climbing the first thread that was already there.
Sorrel will take the new thread, and I'm gonna apologize as an aside to Butter. Be like, I mean, he's a good boy, but no one's gonna say that he's the brightest one that's ever been. He's trying though. I appreciate it.
Hold on. Looking at you didn't write down what his fur color is, because if he was brown, I would be like, no, he wouldn't be very bright with that color, but he is very good at camouflage.
Takes after me that way.
Is he your son?
Um,
I think Butter asked
I think
that.
Sorrel thinks he is.
Are you related to him?
Oh, you don't see the resemblance? I don't remember
me-
where this came from.
let me
but in
look
my
at you
notes, I
again.
have Sorrel thinks he might be his son. I don't know why that came about. But
I also forget where that came from. You kind of like haul yourselves back up onto this thorn-covered hillside, and Crocus kind of like gives the last one of you a hand, and he says, "Oh, it was just in that pit back there. We were taking refuge. I think there's another entrance or something."
That's the pit where we like did all
Yeah,
the thing.
big one with the log over it. You know, spent a long time there being detectives and whatnot.
Yeah. Wonder how we missed another entrance. This one
But
was
we didn't
pretty
go
evident.
down into the pit. You see,
Suppose that's fair.
it's at the bottom of the pit.
Well, that's better than the leeches we were dealing with. Let's go take a
Leeches?
look. Yeah, there were
Beg
leeches
your
down
pardon?
in the storm drain.
Beg your pardon, sir, but if there's leeches, I won't be following. I'll show you to the entrance, but I go no further.
Ah, that's fine.
Crocus don't mess with no leeches.
I wouldn't want you to. That's
There
too
is more
dangerous
than
for a
no
boy your age.
leeches.
It's actually in my contract. If there be leeches, Crocus be out.
It's very official language.
Yeah,
Proud of you.
wrote it myself.
Shrewd negotiator.
Butter turns to
Anyways,
Major
yeah.
and says, "The reason I didn't hire Crocus is because I didn't want to read his whole packet of exceptions."
Yeah, it was Article 53,
Is it-
B's Exception 2.
Each different clause is just an individual leaf that he has scribbled something on, and he's got them all
Yeah.
in a pile.
Like some of them are kind of rotting away.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you've been walking your way up the hill as you get to here. You get back to the mud pit, and he kind of like points down. He's like, "Yeah, right there in the middle of all them leaves. There's like a hole or something underneath of them. You see, some kind of metal."
Oh, let's take a closer look, I suppose. I'll clamber on down towards it.
Yeah, you kind of pick your way down into the mud pit, and like your paws sink into the mud as soon as you make contact. I don't. What color is your fur?
Chocolate.
Well, it's now even chocolatier.
Dark chocolate.
Just thick mud.
99% cacao.
I
kind of like
I usually wouldn't really like, climbing around in the mud, but I gotta say this is a welcome change of pace from what we were climbing around in.
you kind of like pick your way through, and it's not too long before you feel something solid underneath your feet. The same sort of like coarse stone that you were just walking on.
This feels familiar. Did we get the benefits of the short rest, by the way?
Yes, you do.
All right, and those are
Get D6 plus 1 HP back.
ooh.
6. Yeah,
I will take maximum HP.
same. I will.
yeah.
I'm gonna like sweep away whatever, leaves and mud and stuff are on top of this. Try and get a better idea of what we're dealing with.
The mud is really viscous, so it kind of, or the opposite of viscous, unviscous. It's really watery, so it kind of like flows back in, but you're able to momentarily clear it away and see the same sort of gray, coarse stone that you were just walking on top of. But instead of being concave, it's convex, right? Like you're on top
The
of
outside of
whatever
it,
the tube
yeah.
is. And after some investigation, you finally feel metal underneath your paws, and it's like kind of a box shape. And clearing away leaves this time, it doesn't flow back inside. You see a sort of metal, what Butter would recognize as a grate.
Like open bars.
Yeah,
not
but, like,
not a
horizontal.
closed. Yeah, but
Yeah, and
but with
the
gaps.
bars are about 1.5 inches wide, plenty wide enough for you to slip through if you wanted to, or if you
Nice.
didn't want to.
Well, boys, what do you say?
Is there any chance we
take this
kept
stone?
the second string that Crocus let down?
Yes.
Then Butter goes, "I think I'm ready to go back in the dark," and he ties the string onto the bar so that we can make our way down there without just dropping.
I will
Okay.
relight my torch as we go down, and I'll stick it in my pack or something, so I can climb down and then grab it out again.
yeah, you light your torch. You kind of let yourself down, and um, you're kind of immediately in a square-shaped room with a tube on the side of it, if that makes sense. So you're on a shelf that's stone, and it's kind of like covered in mud and whatnot, but it's a stone shelf, and it kind of dips off into the tube that looks very familiar, almost identical to what you were just looking at.
Hmm.
And then there's a vertical shaft that you just came down. So you just went through the grate.
Did anybody see
Um,
what the weather was like up there? We might not want to stay here too long if it was looking gray.
It was kind of gray.
We should get moving.
Butter, you kind of have
on.
to like suck in your gut a little bit to slip between the bars, but
I think
sure enough.
he lets his feet drop and he gets kind of stuck, but as he kicks his feet and he like slowly squeezes through.
There's a sound. Yeah, you kind of slip down, and all of you are able to make your way down. Your followers politely refuse any invitation you might give them to follow. It's pitch dark. In one direction, it slopes slightly down, and the other, it slopes slightly up. But otherwise, it's very familiar environs.
I vote we go up, away from all the leeches that we were just at.
Oh, I can agree to that.
Okay. Yeah. Let me do some things. That's an omen roll.
God.
Oof. Dude, I'm sorry. I'm rolling really badly for you guys. Interesting. Okay. It's not long. You're walking. Actually, it is long. It's a long walk. But you get like into the deep darkness of this tunnel before you come across strange symbols that have been carved into the stone, the strange stone. Um, they are unfamiliar to you, but they've been carved in some peculiar pattern, and around them is scorch marks and wax, melted wax.
On the ground or on the wall? Sorry.
It's like kind of halfway up the wall, and it's like kind of a geometric sort of pattern.
Is
And
this
there's
something
wax
that
also on the wall.
Yes, there's wax. It seems like something had been inserted in holes that were burrowed into the stone. And melted
Okay. Gotcha.
is this
down
something
the
that
side of
Butter
this
would
wall.
recognize?
No, completely unfamiliar to Butter. No poop to be seen here.
You mean human artifacts?
Human artifacts, yes.
More like Puman artifacts.
Hey.
I'm killing it tonight.
Is this only in one location?
Yeah.
And it looks scratched. Like this is probably made by mice, not whoever made the.
Looks like it was tools.
Right.
Probably not mice.
But like not humans.
Not humans.
This is not
Definitely the
original.
si- definitely your size.
Yeah. Well, that's unsettling. Looks, I don't know, a cult, something like that.
Sorrel, hold your.
You think it's those rats again?
Which ones have we dealt with? You know, heretic
The
rats.
the
before?
the cult of Solomon.
I assumed that cult was a little bit more of a, you know, charismatic, you know, leader, not summoning angels and demons and stuff. This looks very scary.
Hold your torch up to that wax. Does it melt or does it burn?
I don't know. Let's give it a try.
It melts. But there is an uncanny, like, it's like the smell that happens after a firework is set off. Like a smoldering in the air. Not that you would know what a firework is, but you might recognize the smell. Very disconnected from the melting that the candle is doing.
It doesn't seem like it's coming from the wax.
No, it's like diffusing the air.
Oh, weird.
In fact, it would smell very similar to the smell that was after you were struck by a fireball spell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe you remove the
Well, I don't know.
torch from the wall.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I don't know that we can do anything about this apart from, like, be on our guard, I suppose. Watch out for mice with magical powers or something. Oh, do the spells that we have weird runes on them occasionally? Right? Do these look
Yes.
similar?
All of them have runes on them. They do look similar. You wouldn't recognize them, but it's like, yeah, strange symbols.
Yeah.
Geometric patterns. Yeah.
How do we use the spells? Do we like touch them or do we have to say something?
No, there's no like. It's not like D&D where there's like a somatic component. It's like you hold them with the will to use them.
Oh, that fireball
just happens.
Fireball spell would have gone off so long ago.
It has to be like intent, right? You know, like I'm using it now.
That's okay.
Yeah.
So Butter pulls the fireball spell rock out of his backpack and tries to compare the symbols. Are they identical or do they just seem vaguely related?
Not identical. Maybe the same language, drawing style. You're not actually entirely sure whether it's a language or a symbol or what it is really. Could be a picture of something, a hieroglyph, but they're definitely not identical.
We don't have like notebooks. Is there
You can
any way
hand
that we
wave
could?
that.
Okay. Would it be possible to like either a tracing or just a drawing, a diagram to reference later?
Yeah, you find like a human pen just sitting around and a human notebook, and you write a scrap of the diagram. Tuck it in your.
It's a single already used post-it note, and then we just
Yeah.
use the other side.
The other side has more strange runes on it.
I use it with the intent to use it.
Nothing happens.
Oh, dang it.
You have a strange impulse to go shopping.
I don't know what's for dinner tonight. Man, I really want to use the spell on the wall, but I'm afraid. Because I think it would go poorly.
We'll
Yeah, I don't
remind
think we
you
should
that it
do
has
that.
a 6-inch radius. You're in a 6-inch tunnel. Just full disclosure. Anyways,
I mean, I don't like this, but I think we just pass on.
Door
There's
kept
not much we
opening.
can do about it. Hi, Jazz.
Jess has her headphones in. She's doing more kitchen work.
How dare she ignore me?
Jazz. Ben says hi. So this doesn't seem like a choke point or anything. It just happens to be on the wall here.
it seems mostly inert, whatever it is.
I say we move past this, but remember it in our minds in case we need it.
How also do we remember it? Do
Uh,
you often remember things without your mind?
Sometimes I write them down, but then I forget what I was trying to say because my handwriting is either really bad or I don't know how to write at all.
I thought you were going to say, or I don't know how to read.
Yeah, potentially.
Well, I took a note of it. I mean, maybe somebody back at Walton will know something about it. We could go back to the library when we get back to town. Assuming we get back to town and we don't all die in this dark, wet hole.
That's the spirit.
Onward, I guess.
Butter starts.
This is
walking
just
up the
another
hill.
story of our adventures. We're just living in it.
Were we not living in the other stories of our adventures?
I suspect.
Yeah.
I suspect
And we made
Major
it through
hasn't
those ones to
necessarily
tell it
lived
as
through all of
well.
I suspect Major might not have lived through all of his stories. But that's okay. I won't tell anyone.
How many majors are we on at this point? If many of them hadn't survived.
That's not what I meant.
What else do we see as we hike up the tunnel? Oh, tail spinner.
It goes on for not very much farther before you finally arrive at a fork in the road. The tunnel continues up straight the direction that you were going, but it also branches off to the right. To the right, it looks much the same, but it is sloping slightly downwards, unlike the tunnel straight. You get the vague impression that, so like, Butter, you've been in these tunnels before. And usually, when two branches meet, it's like a perfect right angle. But this one, there's like cracks in the corner, and it's like at a 40-degree angle, going back the way that you came slightly. Seems some sort of damage has happened to this intersection. You can see like dirt leaking in, mud leaking into the cracks. Yeah.
He's gonna inspect the cracks for a second and say, well, if you want to be out of the water, I don't think much is either coming from this direction, or there will be a lot at the bottom of it.
I mean, I'll take the path that keeps us a little drier. Seems as good. We got two choices. Either is as likely as the other to be the right one.
The other option going down this path is that we end up in a fetid muck.
How about we stop if we see fetid muck? We
Now you're
avoid stepping
thinking.
into it. I vote for the right path.
Can Butter sniff down the 40-degree angle pipe?
Yeah. It smells.
Period.
I'm trying to think like what it does smell. There is a vaguely earthy smell. Slightly more earthy than the direction that you were headed. The way that you were headed smells dusty and like as if it hasn't been touched for a long time. There is the vaguest hint of fresh air coming from the fork. There is kind of like a slight smell of rot and decay.
It's a sewer.
Yeah, but certainly more so than the direction that you were headed.
Okay, so the 40 degrees smells like rot and earth and air?
Yeah.
And then the other one's just dusty and not sterile, but
Dead.
Stagnant.
yes. The fact that I can smell anything at all down this path over here means that it's probably not a fetid muck. I've
I like
become
that.
quite nose-blind to them, which is why I say we might stumble upon them. But now that you are both here, you might notice before I do.
We'll keep an eye out for the signs.
And he jumps over the crack to start walking down that direction.
Okay. It is not long down the path before you finally see very clear evidence of damage. The kind of walls and floor have been cracked apart, and even before you get there, even before your torchlight spills on the walls there, you can see the slightest hint of daylight. It's a very slight hint. It's not like you're entering a opening in the tunnel, but like maybe light is leaking through somehow. And by the time you're close enough that you can see it clearly, you can see that there's a large opening in the pull up paint. So this is in like plan view, right? So this is from above. So the tunnel's doing this. There's a crack that does like this. This appears to be a hard surface, like a stone of some kind, but a different kind of stone, more natural looking stone. The light is leaking through this direction. So this is tunnel. You are mouse adventurer in plan view. And
Sorry.
right here there is another puddle.
You said in plan view. I just want to make sure that we get a touchstone for all of us and say like 2D Mario view.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's
Well, isn't
it's
this
not
2D Zelda?
Mario. Yeah, it's 2D Zelda.
Oh,
Zelda.
2D
See, this
Zelda
is the
made-
problem. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 2D Zelda view. Top down. And the water continues out like this. And with the very, very faint kind of mottled light that's filtering through, you can see that this is another mud-covered gully. And something had maybe like made a hole somehow and cracked the stone. But it's still very dark, like it's little splotches of light. It looks like it's covered by something.
Because it's
And then
not
the
dark in
tunnel
the
continues on.
outside world. Like it's not nighttime.
It is daytime in the outside
Okay.
world still, as far as you know.
Whoa!
I've been counting the
It has-
drips.
it has
Holy
been
shit.
long.
Taken by fairies again.
Butter's been counting the drips. He knows exactly how long it's been.
I think you do have a torch lit, so there
Mhm.
is one more thing that you would notice, is that as you move the torch, you get the very faintest impression of string across this entrance.
What? Like a string? Like a tripwire string?
A single string across the entrance.
That's odd. Can I inspect either side of the hole and see where it's attached?
Yeah, you can see that it has been run through a crack in the stone. So the stone is cracked on both sides, and it appears to have been wedged into the crack, and it disappears beyond the entrance to the crack.
Well, that's certainly a curiosity, isn't it? Looks like somebody wants, prior warning of people coming through their crack, I suppose.
Is this
I mean, it signs of life.
our string? Do we recognize this string?
You do not recognize this string.
Okay. I was just like, we don't know. I don't know for sure that we're not walking back to the entrance we already came in from.
Your string is like soft and like bright red colored, and like it's like kind of neatly wound yarn, right? Like it feels good on the hands. This is like very sharp. Like you wouldn't have noticed it if not for the direct light on it.
More like fishing
Art.
line or dental floss or something, maybe.
I think if you have seen it before, yes, it's exactly fishing line.
Well, shall we invade this person's privacy?
Or
I mean, it
have we
should be
already
rather easy
invaded
to
their
just-
privacy, and that would just be us escaping from their privacy?
Either way, I think it should be pretty easy to just not disturb this string, go under or over it.
Or even
I
around
mean, this is
it?
the most we found signs of life in the last, since we came in through the grate.
I think it's a deal. I think we avoid interacting with it.
All right, I'll lead the way.
As Butter is walking by, he desperately wants to touch it, though. He won't, but he desperately wants to.
I think we go like through the crack, go north.
Through the crack.
And
How are you
Avoid-
handling the string?
can we just go under or over
Can
it?
we not handle
Simply?
it?
So there is like a puddle, and like the water. It's hard to tell how deep the water is with like the light reflecting off of it. It's possible theoretically that you could go over it. It's also possible theoretically that the water is deep enough that you could swim under it, but it's really hard to tell at a glance.
Can I just wade into the water directly in front of it and see what kind of
It-
elevation we're working with?
You put your paw into the water and don't find a bottom.
Ah. Weird. This is like in the side of a hill, basically. This whole tunnel
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
It's weird. Well, boys, I think it's probably best if we swim underneath. This doesn't seem to really have a bit of a floor here.
Not an issue. And Butter jumps in and like gets all small and is more than willing to go underwater.
Okay. What are you doing with your torch?
I don't have a torch.
I think if Butter goes underneath, I could probably hand it through to him, and then go underneath myself, right?
Okay. Yes. Butter, you're able to kind of dip underneath the wire and come back up when you feel like it's safe. Yeah. Sorrel, you're able to pass the torch across. And then presumably everyone else follows? Question mark.
Yes,
sir.
Okay. You find yourselves in another ravine. This time, kind of the opposite of the bottom drain pipe that you went through first. It slopes up from where you're at. And it's like how to describe? It's like something struck the ground really hard here a long time ago and compressed all the earth. This is too close to everything else that I'm drawing. Hang on. Okay, so it's like this, right? And over top of it, you kind of perceive that you're underneath of a very dense bush that kind of crosses over this entire gully ravine thing. So it's like up here, there's branches everywhere. And so it creates this like effect of really dense mottled light. You're holding a torch, and so as you kind of like pick up, you're able to see the underside of these leaves. You see some fallen leaves up on top of a like a rise at the base of the bush, right? So this is the bush, and then there's some fallen leaves here. And then you see at the far end, so this is all water that you're in. It gets deep very quickly, but it starts around here. You're here. You see what appears to be the remnants of a camp, maybe? It's not a camp that you really recognize, but you hear some shuffling in that direction. There's like a small piece of tarp appears like it has been cut off of a human tarp, if that makes sense, but down to be mouse sized. That is covering a small collection of boxes. One very large box in particular. And there is a large rock up here. Very nice round rock. It is full of algae at the edges. And yeah, what else do I need to describe? Let me check for traps.
Are you gonna let us know when you
Um,
find some?
I think the last thing that you're going to see is a large green shape poking up above the tarp tent. Very round.
Does it seem to be moving at all?
Not moving. It's kind of covered in small bumps. It's a little bit mucusy.
Is it breathing?
How long do you want to watch?
We've got all day.
Okay, so you're waiting, and you see it slowly go up and then down. If it's alive, it's much larger than you.
So
I
fireball.
think we found. Perhaps. I suspect we might have
still
found
Swimming.
the church mouch's delivery.
There doesn't seem to be any
Sure.
other beings or objects of note.
I think as you're kind of waiting to see if you hear or if you see breathing from this large green shape, you will hear the sounds of something shuffling and struggling and maybe some muffled speech in the direction of the tent as well.
I think we found it. Should we approach? We might be able to get the drop on this guy.
I think that might be a good idea. And Butter pulls up the Spear of Fey design. Is gonna hold that.
Okay. So you guys are swimming. You're in deep water. You've got the kind of weapons in one hand. You're gonna swim out into towards the tent.
Oh yeah, this is all water.
I think
That way. Yeah.
I think
all
I
deep
would-
Water.
Sorrel would stick as close to the edge as he can, like all the way to the right, probably.
Okay.
And try and just
This
get
way?
up slowly, like a very slow breaststroke. No splashing.
Sorrel. We'll say Sorrel is yellow. Is there a better yellow? Sorrel is yellow. Sorrel's here, swimming that way. Butter, where are you swimming?
Why is Sorrel yellow? My name is Butter.
Fine. Sorrel can be red.
Well, you didn't have to erase it because Butter was gonna do the same thing.
Okay, Butter is gonna follow or lead. Up to you. You guys are ketchup and mustard. Major, what are you doing?
Major, I suppose, is going to pull up the flank and swim his way over to the left side.
Okay, Major can be purple.
He's that weird
That way.
purple ketchup that they made for like a year.
For some
Gross.
reason. Hey, it's not
Ketchup,
not as
mustard,
bad
and
as the
jelly.
clear. It's not as bad as the clear ketchup.
There's a clear ketchup.
Ew.
That
That's-
what in the
that was
world?
weird.
That feels Lovecraftian. Like that's
Yeah.
something that the Eldritch gods would come up with. That's terrible.
Okay, I need to think about how this
It's
is
not a
gonna go
widely
down.
available commercial topic, and often created through a snackfish viral video trend. What does that mean?
Oh, are you looking up stuff about the clear ketchup? or-
Yeah. It may have been a
Well,
hoax. I don't know.
while
I just hate the
you
I hate
guys
the
are
concept.
debating the concept of clear ketchup, I think the first thing that's going to happen is that sorrel and butter, you're going to be swimming along, and then you're gonna bump into something impossibly hard, and also invisible.
Impossibly hard,
The
like
second
rocks.
thing,
Get harder than rocks.
yeah, harder than rocks, impossibly hard and smooth, and like you like kind of bump your snoot off of it while you're swimming and get dazed for a second. Major, as that's happening, Major, a bunch of sparks are going to go off in your face, blinding and disorienting, and you are going to let me find the spell. Make a will save, Major.
God, this is not my day. That's just a
Sorry, they were
D20.
well prepared. Yeah, beat your will. Lower than your will.
12, which is not lower than my will.
So Major, you're gonna become dazed for a minute. Dazed for. Goodness, I should know this better. You become stunned, so you're gonna lose your first turn. Okay.
It's all right.
So,
I have a dog knocking at my door.
Man, they teach
Sorry,
dogs
this
to
is
do
like-
the craziest things.
Oh my goodness, you have so much energy.
So the large green shape is gonna spring up over the tent, and you're gonna be confronted first and foremost with a 4-inch wide, massive bullfrog. The next thing that you notice is that the stone that was next to the tent is also going to be moving. I should have had these pulled up. It's actually a gray colored warty frog.
A tree frog.
Like a tree frog. And then last but not least, a frog is going to jump down from the ledge above you. He's brown. He's got little spikes on him that make him look like a dead leaf. It's your turn.
Are they all within like a 6-inch cone sphere? Like,
They are. We'll say this whole kind of fight is like maybe like 10 inches in diameter, and they're jumping towards you. So I would say everybody, including yourselves, is within 6 inches diameter.
Well, certainly not me, right?
No, you're within 6 inches.
Oh,
Cramped
God.
quarters.
but I'm in first.
Very small area.
I'm in the lead. So if I aim it in front of
Yeah.
me,
Okay.
do they seem to be attacking, or are they just moving towards us?
They are certainly in battle stances.
I cast Fireball
In front of you?
at them, away from us, if at all possible.
You whip out your stone tablet, like kind of paddling. You launch it in front of you, and it immediately strikes something in front of you that was invisible. I would like you to roll damage.
What do I roll for Fireball?
Minimum
It
rolls.
is deal some plus dice. So how
So you can-
many uses did you use?
1.
1.
You see,
Okay.
you could do 3 at once for a big fireball that does more.
Yes, before firing, I was like, well, surely 1's not going to get all 3 of them. So I didn't want to use all of them at the same time. I wanted to be able to use multiple.
Okay.
So I used 1.
So you're gonna roll 1 plus what's dice again?
The number of dice you use.
Number of dice. So how many dice does he use?
So if you use 1 pip, you roll 1d6.
Ah,
So it'd be 1 plus whatever you roll.
1 plus 6.
All right.
1 plus
And then
d6, yeah.
3 plus 3d6 would be all 3.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. I rolled a 5.
The spell immediately implodes in your face. It's going to hit both you and Sorrel and the frog that just jumped down behind you. So both of you take, sorry, you said 5?
Yeah.
6 damage,
I only
as well
have
as the frog behind you.
5 health.
So anything that's extra goes to your strength
Ah,
as strength damage.
no, now I'm weak.
The good news is you did critical damage to the frog that just jumped down behind you.
Yeah, and to me.
Weaker than I think.
Yep.
So when
Sorrel?
don't you have to do something if you take strength damage directly?
Let me look. I'm sorry. I'm so bad at the rules of this game.
Oh wait, no, I took. Oh no, it was 6.
After taking
Sorry,
strength
I
damage, the
missed something. I
creature,
was talking to my roommate.
our fireball has exploded in our face. But we did hurt one of the frogs.
Yes, I did see that.
After taking strength damage, make a strength save. If you succeed, you're able to fight. If they fail, they take critical damage. They take an injury condition and are incapacitated.
Okay. So, sorry, what was the save?
Strength.
Strength. So make a strength save. And then the frog will also make a strength save,
4. So I passed it.
which the frog also passes. So you don't take an injury. I feel like I should know this.
We don't often take
Okay.
strength damage.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
Nothing happens.
Yeah, nothing happens. You resist the downside, is what the save was for. Sorrel, what are you doing? A spell just exploded in your face. It's bright.
Yeah, I think I will. Can I move and also hurl a rock at the frog that jumped at us, the leaf frog?
Yes.
Yes.
Where are you
I will
moving
hurl-
to?
I want the 3 of us to move back together.
Okay.
So I want to retreat. I guess Butter and I are probably roughly the same location, so I want to start moving back towards Major.
Okay, so you're trying to meet in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. So, you are going to swim about halfway to where you're trying to get to before again bumping into something solid and invisible.
So where have we bumped so far?
So you were swimming forward
Yeah.
until you hit something right around here. And then you were swimming sideways until you bumped into something right around here.
Weird. All right. Whenever that bumps, I will take the interruption to sling a rock at the other frog.
Okay. Roll damage.
Gets a d6. Yeah, d6.
7's
damage.
being mauled.
Okay. He fails his strength save. So you kind of sling a rock, you get him right in the eyeball, and he
Ugh.
it's all bloody
I have
and
been
gross, and he kind of starts I don't know, he gets knocked unconscious. He's floating in the water. Major, you are stunned. You can now remove that condition. We'll move on to the frog's turn. Leaf frog is incapacitated. The stone frog is going to jump into the water. He's got a large kind of axe-ish sort of thing that he was hiding underneath of him. He's going to jump into the water. He's going to make an attack against Major. Sorry. 3 damage.
Okay.
The bullfrog is going to stay on the shore, but he kind of like squats down a little bit. As you're kind of like clearing your eyes, you get struck by something hard. You kind of clear your eyes and open your eyes, and you see a large, wet tongue come and slap you in the middle of the face.
Gross.
It's only 1 damage. um, next turn would be Butter.
Okay. I think Butter's going to try to move to find a place without a wall.
Okay. So you're able to kind of get up to the wall, touch something solid.
It's
It,
unimaginably hard.
it is unimaginably hard, and it's slightly concave. It seems like it's making a ring around you. You follow it until you're able to you get to the wall of the ravine, but it seems to wrap you completely in your like short exploration.
So
So
we went from the right to the middle, and then I went back to the right.
I think you're only able to so you used your turn. You just bumped into the wall. You used a spell, and then now this turn you're kind of exploring. I think you're only able to explore a little bit of it before moving on to another turn. Is there anything else you'd like to do? We can call that your movement.
Well, I don't want to use Fireball at the moment. It's so the other frog, is it within stabbing range?
He is. Yeah,
But he's
He's floating.
unconscious?
he's unconscious. He's like hereish.
Okay. I feel like that would be too cruel for Butter.
To execute
Yeah.
a downed assailant.
I think Butter's gonna try to get to, as I guess, the left side of the invisible barrier. Try to find his
Okay.
way around it. I'll
So you
I'll use my whole turn to sprint.
follow it all the way around until you hit the wall again.
Oh, that sucks.
It appears where it wasn't before it is now, if that makes sense. Like it must have appeared.
We triggered 2 separate traps at the same moment.
Sorrel. it is your
Sorrel, I
turn.
don't know if I've told you this, but I'm very claustrophobic.
Well, we do have plenty of space for the moment. Right now, we're, as near as I can tell, we're safe for the one frog inside with us is dealt with. We got 2 more dealing with Major that I'm more concerned about. Can I try to lob a rock at a very high arc towards like whichever one is closest to Major? I guess the stone one.
I think you can. How high is high?
I think I'd probably aim for like whatever I think I could do. Maybe 1.5 feet, something like that.
Okay. I think you would know that like if you're lobbing it, it's not going to do much damage, right? Like because it's not
Yeah.
being pelted.
I'm just trying to do anything. Attract attention, maybe.
So you are able to lob a stone in a high arc. It continues past where Butter is bumping into the wall.
Okay.
And then splashes into the water. It gets a momentary glance from the large bullfrog that's still on the shore. But
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have any other avenues, honestly. I guess I would also I would run up to the wall itself and like push against it, I guess, see if I can get any purchase to climb, which I doubt I could.
it's perfectly smooth. You are swimming, so you can't get any leverage to push against it, really. Yeah. The water's deep where you are. You have no footing.
Can I try to swim underneath it?
Yeah. So you take a breath, you dive under, and like feeling the wall as you go down. You have to go down a few inches, but eventually you reach the end of it. You're able to pop back up on the other side.
Oh, I'll do that, and then I'll wave at Butter. Go underneath.
Butter immediately dives.
Okay. While that's happening, Major, you are now unstunned. You've been smacked a couple times. What would you like to do?
I still have a frog right in front of me.
Yep.
How
Large
many
stone.
total are there
we're-
that we can see at least?
You've seen 3.
We downed one.
I've seen 3.
Yeah.
2 more.
One looked like a leaf, one looked like a stone. That's the one that just ran up to you. And then there's a large bullfrog that like is still sitting on the bank.
Well, Major M is finally like shaking off this spell and he thinks, wait, I can do that too. And he pulls out his fear stone,
Okay.
and he is going to attempt to cast fear on all of them.
Remind me how fear works.
Give the frightened condition to dice creatures.
Okay.
That's all it
Yep, the
says to me.
frightened
So I
condition.
assume I'm just rolling a d6.
No, it's just the number of pips that you want to use.
Yeah.
The amount of power or uses that you still
Okay.
have left.
Well, I only have 2 uses left, so I guess I'm not allowed to say 3.
Well, one of them's unconscious.
One is unconscious.
There's only,
Yeah.
there's only 2
Okay.
that matter.
Yeah. Okay. The 2 conscious ones, then I will attempt to cast fear on. Well, that succeeds, but I need to roll
Yeah,
2
you-
dice to see the pips I use. I realized I just have 2d6 sitting in front of me. Ah. My God. That's a 4 and a 4. Is that good or bad?
That's bad. So they both get used.
That's bad. Okay.
Yeah.
My fear stone is out.
You can recharge it if you get scared.
Okay. So they have to make a will save to approach the source of the fear, which is you.
Oh, question. Because I was scared enough earlier to have pulled out Rose's thorns, would I have regained the 1 use that was already gone on the fear stone? Because it was missing 1 use earlier.
Why would you receive the frightened
The
condition?
recharge.
Because doesn't it
You have to actually
recharge by...
you have to actually receive the frightened condition, not just like be scared. If that makes sense.
Understood.
So there's like
Yeah.
there's creatures that can cause fright, like ghosts and whatnot. Yeah, but that effect happens. You see the frog in front of you is like suddenly his eyes widen and his pupils kind of dilate a little bit and he starts croaking loudly in your face. The other one, the bullfrog on the shore, like kind of stumbles back a little bit. There's like loud thumps as his massive legs hit the sand. It is now the stone frog's turn. He is going to make a will save to try and get closer to you. He fails the will save. So he is shocked and alarmed at this frightening mouse that he's never really encountered a mouse that really truly frightened him before. So he's gonna kind of like start swimming back towards the shore. He will, I think he will take cover behind the tent. So he's gonna run back here. He kind of like springs out of the water in one large bounce and lands back here. The bullfrog on his turn will make a will save. He's gonna make his will. He's going to pass his will save. So he kind of stumbles and then regains himself, croaks loudly, and then his tongue comes flying out at you again, Major. It is going to be 3 more damage.
Oh boy. Major M is
Butter.
going through it today.
Butter, you just dove under, you pop back up. You see Major take another slap in the face from this giant sticky tongue. What would you like to do?
Can I hook the tongue?
Okay, it's like lightning quick, like blech. So it's kind of there and gone before that you get the chance to.
I want you to understand. Look me in the eye for a second, Brandon. Butter
I'll let you
is
make a dex save if
inhuman.
you'd like.
He has inhuman reactions.
He's a mouse, sir.
Did I
He has
stutter?
mouth reactions.
I will. No, I'm not going to let you make a dex save. It's not possible. You're not close enough.
I'm not close enough to attack him at all.
No,
Alright.
you just popped out on the other side of the barrier, so you're like here.
All right.
Might I suggest a ranged option?
The ranged option. I think Butter reaches out in front of him with one hand. Well, he has the Spear of Fate design in one hand and the Fireball Tome in the other. He like swings around to make sure there isn't a big wall in front of him.
Yeah, you don't encounter anything.
Oh, and then he uses Fireball.
Where are you putting the fireball?
Preferably like center of mass on the frog.
Okay. So center of mass on the big frog.
Yes. Where's the gray frog?
The gray frog is behind the tent. He's
Oh, okay. And where
so
is?
it would be like this kind of radius.
Yeah,
think
that would work.
If Sorrel sees Butter readying this, can he yell out, "Be careful of the tent! I think Hayseed might be in there."
You can.
So aim high.
Aim high. But would high hit them?
If this is a sphere, try and hit like the tops of them and keep it away from the tent if possible.
You make a fair point. Is there something to collide with that's just above them?
Yeah, there's branches above, and I'd say they're less than 6 inches above. I think if that's what you'd like to attempt, I think you can make a dex save to aim that, because that's pretty touchy. But
Yeah. I think that's a great idea, and Butter would
Okay.
heed a warning.
okay.
I love these die because they're terrible. 7.
Okay, you succeed. The fireball shoots off. How many uses are you using?
Just one again. So this is
Just
my
one.
second.
Okay. Roll a d6.
4. So 5.
Okay. Okay. See, you're only going to be able to. I will clarify. You're only going to hit the bullfrog by kind of choosing your shot, because it's like the tent is between the bullfrog and the stone frog.
Yes.
Okay.
So if I hit center of mass on the bullfrog, I will also hit the tent. If I aim
Yes.
high, I can select just the bullfrog. Then I'll hit the bullfrog.
Okay. So you said 5.
Yes,
rolled a
5
5?
total. I rolled a 4 plus 1 for the
Roll
level.
4. Okay. You hit the bullfrog. You also hit the bush above, and you start seeing small flames start to flicker to life on the branch.
With how densely this is growing, it's absolutely invasive. I don't care. Butter doesn't know that, but I do.
Sorrel, you're
I want to sling a rock at the bullfrog that just got hit, and also try and get in front of Major.
okay. Yeah, I think you're able to do both. Roll an attack.
Just one.
Just one. Unfortunate. But you are able to kind of interpose yourself. To move between. Did you want to move on your turn, Tommy?
I think
You are able
after
to
I
do that.
fire it, I would like to get closer. I don't have too many more ranged. I have 1 more.
Okay.
But I don't want to tell them that. Don't let them know that.
Bam. Interposed. And then you kind of swim closer to shore. Okay. Brave mice that you are, Major, it is your turn.
That is tough. Yeah, I don't really have an option other than my sword at this point. And they've
Could
all
also
backed
flee.
away to shore. Yeah.
Sorry, what are you doing? Sorry.
They've all moved to the far shore at this point.
Yes, they kind of retreated.
They have too much of an advantage with water between us. We can't close the gap. I'm just gonna wait. I literally can't do anything right now.
Okay. Yes. Okay. I'll let you hold your action until the end of the turn if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll
after the-
ready my sword in case any of them come at Sorrel.
Okay. The stone frog is gonna go next. He's gonna. How long are they frightened? Sorry.
Will they get a short rest?
Till they get a short rest. Okay, so for the rest of the fight. He's gonna fail the save again. I think he is going to poke his head out from behind the tent, and he's gonna fire a dart at disadvantage towards Butter. So disadvantage. 4 damage.
Ooh. Okay. I take 4 to my strength, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You have to make a will save.
All right. My
Strength save, not will.
Yes. My strength is now 4.
It's got to beat a 4.
No, it's 5. I did the math wrong.
Okay.
I rolled a 14.
Okay. So Butter, you're swimming to shore, you got your spear out, and then suddenly this dart hits you in kind of the shoulder, and with your kind of small body, you're immediately filled, fast heart rate, you're filled with the toxin that's on the dart. And you kind of feel yourself slipping into a dark void. You pass out. The bullfrog is going to make another tongue attack. He can't hit Major, so he's going to go for Sorrel. 6 damage.
That takes me.
Can I attempt to react by stabbing the tongue?
I will say you are definitely within range and you were waiting for it, so I think we'll let you do it.
Okay.
I have to make a strength save as well.
Okay.
Oh hell yeah, that's a 1.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Sorrel toughs it out.
So off of a D8, that's going to be 7 damage.
Jesus Christ.
Damage. Jeez Louise. Okay. So
I was
he is gonna take
two-handing a
critical
sword
damage.
in preparation.
So he needs to make a strength save. He's gonna pass that, but he takes 1 point of strength damage. Is that right? Yeah, that math is right. That's the frog's turn. Butter kind of slips into unconsciousness. You are close enough to the shore that we'll say you're not like drowning or anything. You're just kind of in shallow water with your mouth up, gasping for air. Sorrel.
I would like to shout for everyone to fall back. Or I guess shout for Major to fall back. And then I'm going to swim over to Butter and use my heal spell on him.
Okay. He's
I
swimming
have-
over.
You took. Yeah, I'm going to use 2 charges. So 2d6, which heals strength damage and removes the injured condition.
Okay.
2, 3. 3 healed, but I didn't use any actual charges. So get 3 strength
Oh,
back.
okay.
And does this unincapacitate him?
Let me double check.
I
I think that's fair.
I still have 2 injury
Does
to.
discapacitate him?
Until tended to by an ally. So yes. He's been tended to. Yeah. Butter, you don't go into that dark void. You feel yourself pulled back by an otherworldly force, and Sorrel is holding you in the shallow water.
Dad?
I guess that's Sorrel's turn. Major, what are you doing?
Major M is falling back, as he was
Okay.
told.
Okay. You can kind of retreat into the tunnel. I think you get like into the entrance of the tunnel. Stop. Like here, you feel like the tightness of this invisible ring kind of press you against the wall. You have to squeeze through, but you are able to kind of get past it. It is now the frog's turn. The stone frog, now that the object of his fear is out of view, is going to advance. He's going to jump into the water, and what he's going to do is he's going to open his mouth wide and try and chomp down on top of Sorrel.
Jesus.
Do I get to go?
8 damage. You were
Jesus.
incapacitated on your turn.
Yeah, but
at 2
I just
strength.
woke up. Can I not? I'm still holding the Spear of Fate
Right.
design, and I just hold it upright. He chomps right on top of it.
He like lands on it.
This one.
Sorry.
Hmm.
Hey, I got a 10% chance.
Good luck.
Oh, it's a 7. I thought it was a 1. If I
Uh,
pass out. I am still holding my heal
Sorrel,
spell though.
You were holding your heal spell. Unfortunately, the frog is eating you.
That's fair.
So, on that critical damage, he's going to kind of like put his mouth around you. He's got like half of your torso and your head inside of his mouth. He kind of like holds you up. When he does critical damage, his action is that he jumps out of reach, which is how frogs work. I'm sorry.
No, fair.
So he jumps in, bites Sorrel, and jumps back to the tent. Butter, what do you do? Or sorry, Bullfrog still has to go. Bullfrog is gonna. He does 7 damage with his tongue to Butter.
Okay. Well, I have 1 strength left.
5% chance.
Good luck.
Oh wow, I rolled a 7 as well. What are the odds?
Butter, you see this
1 out of 20.
tongue as like the frog jumps away. Behind him, this second tongue comes and bam, right in the face, and you feel yourself pulled out of the water and into a frog mouth as you lose consciousness.
We'll see you all
We're
next
leaving
week,
the
folks.
Oh, that is where we're leaving the session?
That's where we're gonna leave the session.
We'll leave the
Oh my
session
God.
with hopefully Major fleeing for help.
Well, I mean, even though I'm out of sight, the fear spell's still active, right? Like I could just
Yes, until they take a short rest, it's
You
active.
could just come in and make yourself look really tall. Just
yeah, pretty
Scaring away.
much. Like if something you were horrifyingly afraid of just started swimming at you in the water, I think you would drop whatever you're chewing on, right?
We will remember that they were frightened. I'll make sure to make a note of that. But for the time being, this is where we'll leave. Butter and
spicy.
Sorrel are clinging onto life in the mouth of 2 very soggy frog mouths. Losing consciousness, and Major is tactically retreating.
This is how all my adventuring parties go.
On the plus side, we have some evidence that Hayseed has been taken prisoner, so they'll probably just take us prisoner too. And
Do we have any evidence, or do we have a
camp on
a
fire?
thought?
We heard like struggling and stuff. I don't know. Maybe I'm
You did.
reading too far into it.
You did hear some sort of struggling, yeah.
And the bush is burning, so hopefully it'll be easier to just get to. From above.
All right.
Cool.
Well,
All right.
What a way to end it.
yeah. This is not what I expected to happen. I'm sorry. I rolled so high the entire session, and I rolled 2 random encounters. And I was like, well, I mean,
Which ones?
It's how
I
the
don't
dice
know.
roll sometimes.
The leech.
Yeah, so there was the set of leeches were a random encounter, and the like attack from the darkness was a random encounter.
Oh, at the same time. Gotcha.
Yeah, like
Eh?
in succession. I will tell you that every time you guys talked, I rolled a random encounter, or rolled
Ah.
for a random encounter.
Yeah, we were
'Cause-
spending
Mhm.
turns and time.
Well, because you're being noisy.
Ah.
That too.
If
Nice.
Butter dies, I want to play as Lavender Danger.
That can be the if all goes really badly.
We all just-
that can be
yeah.
the successor party.
Yeah, I'll be my
Crocus.
the vengeful son, avenging son, who
Yeah.
has okay stats.
I'm not entirely sure why Lavender Danger would want to do this.
I will say, I think the hitting both of the traps felt pretty rough, but also it was like textbook what would have happened, right? Like we go in and we're like, oh, we've got the drop on them. Psych, 2 traps. There's 2 more of them than you thought. Like,
Yeah, they knew
Can't be mad
you
about
were
that.
coming.
Yeah.
They actually from last session they knew you were coming, which I had things in there that I was like, yeah, they could find this, and then you just didn't look in the right places, and I was like, well, could
Yeah,
they
it's
have
fine.
known? But it just the way it happens.
I mean, it is, at least from my perspective, it's full of cockiness on my part. Like as soon as we saw like, oh, that's the stolen goods, that's the time when we should have turned around and gone back to camp and got a warband. And we didn't, and that's fine.
I keep forgetting that that's an option. I need to
Yeah.
definitely do that.
I like
Yeah.
this suspenseful, like, the party has been captured, one is fleeing, wounded.
Nice.
Like that's a fun moment. I'm also
It,
if Sorrel dies at the beginning of next section, that's fine with me. That's what the
the
game's about.
in order to preempt that, like in the event that you guys do die, which is definitely possible, the expectation is you just like introduce another mouse immediately. So it's not like you're going to be sitting out for a session.
Yeah.
It's like it doesn't matter how he got there. There's a new mouse. So
What if I just said
yeah,
I'm
I
playing as Hayseed?
yeah, you
Yeah,
could do
that'd be
that. That was one of the notes I like had in the back of my mind was like if anybody dies, I'll like offer them to be hayseed or something like that. So yeah. Yeah, I hope that didn't feel unfair. I always like whenever there's
No.
like these trap filled dungeons, I'm like a little leery of that. But
The
hope
thing
that felt
with
fine.
Mhm.
D&D though, like
I mean, we had plenty of opportunities to turn back.
Yeah.
we pressed on because we as a group never seem to have the worst thing possible happen to us when we're playing D&D. So
True.
I'm not mad if this becomes a lesson.
Yeah. This is our first like near TPK. Like
We've only lost like 2 characters in our entire time playing RPGs. So
And most of the
We
time,
probably
the
lost.
characters
And I
that we
think
do
both of
lose.
those were yours.
one of them was Dan's.
Brandon.
I killed Dan's character.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I
that
was
was
going to
that
say
was
there
late.
there have
We didn't
definitely
know what we
been
were
some
doing.
people that
Yeah.
we've retired, like Spearman and
Yeah.
your Brandon's character from Rise and Folly, first character.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, I don't think I've
First
ever
character?
lost a character.
Well, because I didn't know how flimsy level 1 characters were, and one of the enemies just got a crit, which was
Yeah.
double Brandon's
I mean,
health.
that's just how that game
I
happens.
you know, honestly, I remember like us undoing that, and I wish we had just stuck with it in retrospect. And I know like I had pushed to undo it. So yeah, in retrospect, like that's
Mhm.
more interesting is when characters
Yeah.
suddenly die. And I think it's something like this was the first full session with real combat where I've been running the actual rules for how combat's supposed to do.
Mm.
Like with the enemies needing to roll will saves after they take strength damage and all that. Because I was just running till their HP ran out.
Mhm.
And it's amazing how much tankier the enemies are. Like, and how much more suspenseful I think the fight was. Like,
Oh yeah.
because you guys also incapacitated one of them because they rolled badly, and like could have incapacitated a second easily, and like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
don't
is.
know.
It's interesting on both sides. Where once we take out the enemy's HP, it doesn't matter that I do a relatively small amount of damage because
Yeah.
every time you attack is guaranteed they have to make a save. But it also sucks because it works the same on us. As soon as you run out of
Yeah.
HP, there's no way to heal, and so you're just always on the brink.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
is
Which
spicy.
it's how the game is designed to be, and I feel like we haven't really experienced it until now.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
No, I think
yeah,
this-
you could get squished. Like,
Yeah, I think is a good aspect to be dealing with.
Yeah.
I mean, the rule book says like don't get in pitched fights. Overplan, run away.
Yes.
Yep.
Harry, like if you're
And,
just gonna
like-
try and trade blows, you're gonna lose.
this is not the first time I've said it, but like if you guys ever say like you just nope out of a dungeon, great. Like I have no problem with that. Like I'll figure something out. I might say like I need 5 minutes, but that is 100% always an option. So
Yeah, that was I think I did it too late, obviously. But when I told Major to get away, that was with the faint hope that Butter and I could also get away and that we could all retreat. But just the timing didn't
Yeah.
work out.
Yeah, and man, they really did roll high. Like it was
Yeah.
like it was
I mean,
like
I'm
D8
left with 2
attacks, and they were
strength.
rolling 6s, 7s, and 8s. Like
If they rolled any higher, both of us would have been just straight up dead.
yeah,
Like, we got lucky.
I was genuinely scared. Like Tommy had said, "Oh, I have 1 health," and I was like, "He had 1 health before the damage. Oh no." But
Well,
it
luckily,
was not that.
if Ben hadn't healed for exactly as much as he did, I would have been
Seriously.
at anything below, and then I'd be at 0.
Yeah, true.
It
Yeah.
is rough.
That would have been
The hardest thing with Butter has been knowing that the other two have like 10 plus health, and I had 4, and now I have 5.
yeah.
Like 1 hit,
Yeah.
and I'm
I started with pretty low. What did I have originally?
You'll hopefully you'll level up and roll well next time. I do think
Yeah,
it's
no,
like
Major M has just gotten super lucky both times.
it is uncommon how high the other 2 HP pools are.
Like I literally had to
Well,
roll 3 6s out of
Yeah,
3 dice.
I started with 1 HP, and then I rolled really well and got 11 on my second roll.
I remember Flimsy Sorrel. Those were scary days.
This is very scary.
Cool. This is my first cliffhanger.
yeah.
Spicy.
Y'all can check the player notes to see. I did write it down so we would remember.
Good. Thank you for doing that.
Why did you
Player notes.
unhighlight it red? Thank you.
The
Good note.
frogs are scared.
I didn't write that part.
I wrote that one. Cool. We'll do blades on Wednesday.
Woohoo!
Sick.
Sounds like a plan.
Do we have anything to do for blades? Like, did we leave anything?
I've got stuff in mind. No polls
Or-
this time.
No, I meant, do any of us need to do downtime or anything like that?
Oh, like downtime and stuff.
I think I did mine.
I think I did
think
mine.
so. Let me double check. Pretty sure. we
Yeah,
did it.
I think we did. Cool.
Yep.
Brandon, I want baseball to start, and Jazz is already upset that baseball's starting.
Sorry, Jazz. Yeah, I've got my only other league is drafting on Monday, so I'm pretty stoked for that. And I don't know, I'm thinking like in our league, in our share league, like none of the slots that I put out for the draft have 100% everybody can make it. And I said it late because it was before the league filled up. And I'm wondering if like I should put out another poll that's like, well, what if we did it earlier? Because we would have to do that soon if we want to do it.
Yeah. I don't know. We can try. Do we want to tell Hopsmackers that they're allowed to change the name of the league?
Oh yeah, we could do that. Let's get the draft sorted and then
Yeah.
we'll. Because I don't want to like bury the draft in a text thread, or not the draft, the doodle in a text thread. But I don't know. I'm looking forward to it.
Sweet.
You guys should get into baseball. Fall in love with it.
Would love to like do
So-
the new stuff when my life is easier and has more time for things.
So never.
Maybe
Not
next year, we'll
possible.
see.
Is Gopal already over at your place?
Oh, he was just here for one night. He came back to Pittsburgh to do a second look for neuro. Although after he like got halfway here, they said they couldn't accommodate him, which was a bit of a bummer.
that sucks.
They didn't offer and rescind. He asked
Yeah.
because he had an offer from Case Western in Cleveland, so he was like, "Well, I'm on the way. I might as well stop off." So we just spent a night.
Yeah.
Which was
That's
good.
cool.
It was fun to catch up.
So now he's headed to Cleveland?
Yeah, he got there last night. He may have left already. I don't actually know. how long
Is
he's
that
staying.
like an interview in Cleveland, or is that he was given
No,
an
he's already
offer?
had the interview. It's just so he didn't match into opto,
Yeah.
but he's still trying to match into neuro, and so it's just an opportunity for him to show additional interest in particular schools. Just be like, hey, I do actually like you. Please, please match me.
Prayers up for
Has anybody
Gope.
tried? Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll match somewhere.
Oh yeah. I mean,
He's trying to do couples matching with Anushka, which is going to be complicated.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit simpler not matching into opto, honestly, because now it's just a normal couples match, but it's a big process.
Yeah.
So, thinking of them in March. Has anybody tried Monster World yet? Monster Hunter, whatever it's called?
No.
No, it's
No. We
I
were
did
going to
the
play it
first-
the other week, but decided not to.
I did the first quest,
Downloads.
which took a while. It takes a while to get into it, but the weapons are fun.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety with them. There's God, I need to remember the name of it. It's like a sword that turns into an axe when you attach your shield to it.
Yep.
And it's like one of the most complicated weapons in gaming.
They all seem very complicated.
Yeah.
But I was going through them all, and the one that screamed. What is it? This one? Oh, sure. There's one that